Hello VC, welcome to the Inner Sleeve. I'm your host DR, and today I have a vinyl review for you. This is an album that's already been out for a couple of months, so I'm a little late to the game, but just decided I'm going to give it a vinyl review. It's only my opinion. You guys feel free, obviously, to post your opinions below, and we can have some conversation about it. So the album I'm going to talk about today is Ozzy Osbourne, Patient Number 9. So this is Ozzy's 13th studio album, Patient Number 9. And this is the most recent since Ordinary Man came out, which wasn't actually that long ago. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a look at the presentation. And we're going to talk a little bit about sound quality. And then we're going to go through the songs and talk about what I thought about the songs on this album. So here's the front of the jacket. The back of the jacket. There's several just different variations out of there for jackets and for color. Mine was on the Crystal Violet vinyl. So the Crystal Violet vinyl was the indie store exclusive, and I got mine from my local independent record store. The hype sticker says the new album on Crystal Vinyl featuring Patient Number 9 and Degradation Rules, with special guest artists Jeff Beck, Eric Clapton, Taylor Hawkins, Tony Iommi, Mike McCready, Duff McKagan, Chad Smith, Robert Trio, and Zach Wilde. And I just realized now that there's some pretty cool guitar or musical artists on here other than the guitarists, but I only actually talk about who's the guitarist on the songs as I go through them. The back of the jacket and the songs, and it does list, except for a few of the songs, who actually is playing guitar on those songs. I docked it a full point because mine is not a gatefold. I don't know if there are gatefold versions, but I thought the indie store exclusive should have been a gatefold. It is a simple jacket. It does have an insert. And there were lyrics, but because they're saving paper, apparently, the lyrics are really small. So if you're old like me, it's not easy to read. But I'm still happy that they did have lyrics in here because I like to read along with as the song's being played and check out the lyrics until I get familiar with them. And that just makes it easier. So that's the jacket. Taking a look at the vinyl. So they did come in paper sleeves. Dock a half a point for that because, you know, the money we're paying on vinyl nowadays, you would think they want to protect the records they're selling us. So this is Ozzy Osbourne, Patient Number 9, Side A. And then Side B. And it actually lists the song titles and the duration. Not the duration. It lists the guitarist, the guest guitarist, which is cool. I'm glad they do that. So overall vinyl quality wasn't 100%. Did have a little bit of a slight warp to it. Sound quality was okay. There is a little bit of light scuffing and scratching on mine. It's probably not going to show up on camera, so I'm not going to bother. I do like the violet color. So I'm going to grab the second LP right here from the turntable, since I literally just finished listening to this album again before I put in my final rating. And similar label schemes there. So I thought the production on this was a little bass muddy, if you will. It's not bad. I actually like heavy bass, but this sounded a little bit muddy in the bass. Otherwise, the production was fairly good. So looking through the songs here on Patient Number 9. This was, I think I said it in the beginning, but it was released on September 9th, 2022. First song, Immortal, we had Mike McCready as the guest guitarist. It was an okay song. I'm not a big fan of the guitar work on this song, to be honest. The song overall just feels kind of overdone. I don't know, it's hard to explain. Overall, if I'm ranking the song on a scale of 0 to 5, with 5 being classic, 3 being kind of the average. I know it's a little bit above average, but if I give it a 3, it's about average or solid. So I gave this song a 2.5 out of 5. Second song, Patient Number 9, features Jeff Beck on guitars. I kind of like the spoken word part at the beginning of the song. It might have been a little long or overdone. The song opens up with a good riff. I like the riff. The guitar work fits the song. Overall, I thought it was just too long for what it is. I didn't think this song really could stand up to how long it was. I don't know exactly how long it was, but for me it was too long. I gave it a 3 out of 5. So solid, but not great or outstanding. Third song, we have Parasite with Zakk Wylde on guitars. I thought all the Zakk Wylde songs on here, the ones where he was the featured guitarist, were pretty good. This one's no exception. Solid chorus, rockin'. Great song for Zakk. Gave it a 4 out of 5. The fourth song, No Escape From Now, we have Tony Iommi as guest guitarist. And to be honest, I think this is the favorite song for me on the record. This sounded like classic Black Sabbath. I wish Black Sabbath, at least who's remaining, would get back together and do another Sabbath album. If it was like this, it would be really good. The song, it's the closest we'll see probably to a new Black Sabbath song before we don't have most of the band with us anymore, sad to say. I think the Iommi solos and guitar work on here are outstanding. Really knocks in at the lyrics, Somebody Stop Me. Just a kick-ass song, gave it 5 out of 5. So the fifth song on here is One of Those Days with Eric Clapton as guest guitarist. And I was a little bit unsure about how Eric Clapton would be on an Ozzy record, but I like it on this song. Clapton's guitar work is good, it fits the song. Some simple lyrics, but it's another favorite of mine on the album. I gave it a 4 out of 5. Thousand Shades is the sixth song on the album with Jeff Beck on guitars. It's a little bit slower song, or at least starts out slower. To me, overall, the song, this is one of the worst production on the album. And none of the two Jeff Beck songs really, I think there's only two, struck home with me on here really. So I just gave it a 3 out of 5. Solid, but not great. Moving on to the seventh song, which starts second LP. We have Mr. Darkness with Zakk Wylde on guitars. Slow start. Overall, it's kind of a slower song, but there's some heavy riff action partway in. Spoken word part at the end is stupid. Should have not been on there. It's just dumb. I don't know why. With asshole, as it sounds juvenile. I don't know. I knocked it a half a point for that. I gave it 3.5 out of 5. Eighth song on here, Nothing Feels Right with Zakk Wylde on guitars. I like this song a fair amount. It is quite long. If it would have been a little shorter, I might have even graded it higher. It's got a great chorus. Almost at times there's a little Fleetwood Mac vibe to it. Some great Zakk Wylde guitar work. I think there's some good heaviness in the middle. The song just has a decent amount of complexity to it, and I enjoy it. 4 out of 5. Number 9, Evil Shuffle, Zakk Wylde. It's got a great groove. It's a solid song. Not super extravagant. 3.5 out of 5. 10th song on here, Degradation Rules. We'll also have Tony Iommi again on guest guitars. Love Ozzy's harmonica work at the beginning. Pretty cool. Definitely a little bit more Sabbath-like again, but the lyrics just don't do it justice. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. I was debating giving it a 3 out of 5. I just think the lyrics are kind of, not super exciting. 11th song on here is Dead and Gone. No name guitarist. I think the credits state Andrew Watt and Zakk Wylde did the guitar work in here. Decent song. Give it 3 out of 5. 12th song on here, God Only Knows, is my least favorite song on the album. Too long, boring as hell. I gave it a 2 out of 5. Lucky I gave it a 2 out of 5. And then the Dark Side Blues at the end wasn't really a full-length song. I don't know why they did what they did. It really sounds really far off in the distant, just not really producing it in a way that sounds good. I kind of enjoyed the overall if it would have been sounding better. Super short, I don't consider it a full song. I'm not going to even give it a rating. Overall, this is a solid Ozzy Osbourne album. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Keep those turntables spinning. See ya.